Should you trade your games into CEX? This is a tricky question because it is a double-edged sword for us as collectors. This was inspired by a comment that I got. Let me just show you the comment and then we'll get to talking, as we always do. You know how this works by now. Come on. I'm going to summarise this one because, yeah. The thing is, though, mate, they do offer stupid amounts for loads of games and movies, like a penny cash or a penny store credit. It's stupid. They should give you at least 50% of the value because no one, and this is the key point here, no one is likely to take 100 games in just for a quid, are they? And the reason loads of games are listed, especially the hard-to-find cheap games, is no one trades them in for a penny. This is where perspective is important. You or I would never take our games to CEX and give them away for a penny because we value them. But you've got to remember that different people value different things, right? I would imagine that a lot of the people that are taking their stuff to CEX are people that were otherwise going to genuinely put them in the bin. You'd be surprised how often people do that. DVDs especially. People get rid of DVDs all the time. I spend more time than is reasonable at my local tip because I'm forever getting cardboard. Between my eBay deliveries, between my sponsorship packages that arrive, and between the fact that my partner does not ever stop buying clothes, I have an unreasonable amount of cardboard in my house at any given time, so we spend a lot of time at the tip. And you would be shocked at how often I see people just launching vats of games into the tip, and I'm like, what did you do that for? I might have wanted some of those. You never know. Also, before we go any further, about 40-some-odd% of you guys that watch these videos are not already subscribed. If we could fix that, that'd be lovely. I got some space back there for a silver play button one day. Love you. So to some people, they think, well, I'm getting rid of them. I don't really care to make money from them. We'll just give them to CEX, because then at least they're going to some sort of use. It's the same reason that things end up in charity shops, you know? It's just people just decanting their stuff that they no longer care about. Because you gotta remember, not everybody is into this sort of thing like you or I are. Not everybody actually cares about gaming and collecting and the stuff. Just as, for example, I promise you, perspective is an important thing in life, I believe, that there is plenty of things that other people find valuable that we would not care about at all. Not at all. Like, I know for a fact a ton of people are into books, and I bet you that there are a ton of books that are worth a ton of money. But you or I, that know nothing about books, would probably look at 10 different books. One of the books could be the koan of books. This could be book number 1, and book number 2 could be, I don't know, Killzone 3 for £1.50 or something. If you just didn't know, you wouldn't know that one is worth a ton of money and one is not. And if you were just somebody that didn't care about any of it anymore and just wanted it out your house because of whatever reason, whether it be your kids have moved out, gone to uni, you're getting rid of their stuff, whether or not you're just getting a bit old and it was stuff that's just been in the tip or in your loft for, I don't know, 20 years. People get rid of stuff all the time. It's why so many successful collectors are capable of getting up really early and going to car boots, and they know what times their local charity shops tend to restock the shop floors and all that sort of thing, because they know that there are people out there that just don't know any better and will take their stuff in and donate it for free, even though it's worth some money. General folk don't know what they just don't know, just as we don't know what we don't know about other people's things that they enjoy. It's just a case of we know because it's what we care about. And then there's one more point to this. There is one more point to this, is if people didn't do this, we would not be able to buy our games either. Because you've got to remember, everything that we buy at CEX is secondhand. Everything we buy is something somebody else has at some point traded in. And therefore, if nobody was trading these games in that we are able to buy for a couple of quid a piece, they wouldn't be there for us to buy. Do you know what I mean? Like, plenty of these games that are a few quid on PS2 or PS3, or I don't think there's any 1 penny PS4 games at this point, but like, there are plenty of older games that are worth just nothing if you try and give them to CEX. But CEX still has masses of stock. Here's a challenge for you guys. Just to prove this point, the next time you go into your local CEX, go into the PlayStation 3 section and look how many Assassin's Creed 2s there are. Or most of those early Assassin's Creeds. They're worth nothing. But there's tons of them, which means tons of people are taking them in. So objectively, people do it. And if they didn't do it, we wouldn't be able to buy them. Next up, or they stop farting about with old games and make something new. So this one comes in response to the fact that we were talking about games that should or should not be getting remakes. I played through and really enjoyed Silent Hill 2 remake, and I said it would be pretty cool if Silent Hill 1, 3 and 4 also got a similar treatment, bringing them through to modern day, because it's not exactly a very easy playable franchise these days. It isn't like Resident Evil, where a lot of those are playable in their original form pretty easily in modern day. And to be honest, I probably agree with you. The PlayStation 5 at this point in its life cycle is notorious for the fact that it does not have many games. A lot of the games that are on PlayStation 5 is games that are on PlayStation 4 as well, or games that are remasters or remakes, or re-releases. How many more remasters in my lifetime am I going to see of Last of Us 1, for example? Let's put this to the test. Let's go through my PlayStation 5 shelf and compare what games are PS5 exclusive games, as in they were made for the PS5 and they are not on PS4. Because something you've got to consider is the fact that some games were released on PS4 just in the early life cycle of the PS5 and later ported up to the PS5. Some games were made for the PS5 but are also ported down to the PS4. Even in that scenario, that is not a true PlayStation 5 game because it is gimped because of the PS4. It is nerfed by definition. It is being held back. While we are still making things that are capable of being ran on old hardware, we cannot get the most out of the hardware that we have. And then on top of that, you've got all the remakes and the remasters. So let's go through. So to be discounted from this list, it has to be a game that was exclusively made for the PlayStation 5 and isn't available on the PlayStation 4, wasn't PlayStation 4 first, and isn't a remaster or a remake. Let's go have a look. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not going to know definitively whether or not they are or aren't. I'm not speaking from fact here. It's just me making guesses and what I think. So, Mirage definitely has a PS4 version. Alan Wake Remastered, it's in the name. Callisto Protocol, I think that might just be a PlayStation 5 game. I don't think I've ever seen that on PS4. I could be wrong. Modern Warfare 2 almost definitely has a PS4 version. Almost definitely. Cyberpunk definitely has a PS4 version. Dead Space, I'm pretty sure it's PS5 only, but it's a remake. Demon Souls, it's a remake. Deathloop, I don't think that has a PlayStation 4 version. Cool. And Deathloop again, because for some reason they gave me 2. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed, that is a remake. Dragon's Dogma 2, I don't know whether or not that has a PS4 version. I don't think it does. Far Cry 6 definitely has a PS4 version. God of War Ragnarok, I don't know. Does that have a PS4 version? Maybe. I'm not sure. Hogwarts Legacy, I don't know. There's so many of these that I just don't know the answer to. Once I've gone through all these, I might just off camera have a Google and then come back to you and tell you whether or not they do or don't, because I'm curious. Horizon, I think that is PS5 only. Last of Us, that's a remake. Lies of P, fair enough. Lost Judgment, that's definitely on PS4. I've seen it. Neo, those are re-releases of PS4 games. Resident Evil Village, that was on PS4. Ratchet and Clank, that's fair enough. Rise of Ronin, that's fair enough. Spider-Man, fair enough. Mars Morales, that was on PS4. Watch Dogs Legion, I'm pretty sure is a PS5 game. Wolong, I'm pretty sure is a PS5 game. Wonderlands, I think is a PS5 game, but I could be wrong. Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I'm pretty sure is a PS5 game. Metal Gear Solid Collection is remasters. Metro Exodus almost definitely has a PS4 version. Dragon Ball Kakarot definitely has a PS4 version. Like a Dragon, Ishin, and Infinite Wealth, I think, are definitely both PS5 games. Tormented Souls, I'm pretty certain, does have a PS4 version. Resident Evil 4 for the PS5, I do not believe has a PS4 version. I would be shocked if it did. Silent Hill 2 does not have a PS4 version. Final Fantasy VII Remake, that has a PS4 version. Back 4 Blood, I do not know. Judgment does, and Sparking Zero, I do not believe it does. Let me go and Google some of these and I'll get back to you. Okay, so Callisto Protocol has a PS4 version, so that one's excluded. Hogwarts Legacy has a PS4 version, excluded. It's interesting how, with a lot of these games, the PlayStation 4 version is more expensive than the PlayStation 5 version, by the way. Wolong has a PS4 version. We're excluding so many more of these than I thought we'd be excluding. I can't believe this. Guys, and again, Back 4 Blood has a PS4 version. So I think it's very fair to say that a good 75% of the PlayStation 5 games that I own are either PlayStation 4 nerfed or remakes or remasters. And that is a crazy percentage considering that the console is now 5 years old. We are half a decade into the lifespan of the PlayStation 5, I'm pretty sure. Also, during my searches, when I searched for Dragon's Dogma 2, Dragon's Dogma 1 came up and I realised I don't own this game. And it's in my local CEX. So, well, to be real with you guys, by the time you see this video, considering how far in advance I am with my scheduling right now, I've probably already bought it, but I'm probably going to go and buy it. So yeah, back to the original comment of we should probably stop farting about with old games. Maybe. I think that there's a fine line here that could be trodden a little bit better than it has been, in that some games need a remaster, some games do not. Silent Hill 2 needed something, because all of the Silent Hill games are stuck on the platforms that they released on. Whereas something like Last of Us didn't need it. Horizon didn't need it. Games that are on the PS4 do not need remakes and remasters. because they're very easily playable right now. Until Dawn did not need it. Games that are stuck on PS2 era, they need it. PS3, probably justifiable as well. But even then, if you're on the opposite system, if you're on Xbox, you can just put the 360 disc into your Series X and 95% of the time I'm pretty sure they work. So for the most part, bro, I'm pretty much on your side about this. Anyway, one more question. As much as I love having as much Cayle to watch as possible, these 2 uploads a day are too much to keep up with. Personally, I'd prefer one slightly longer and polished video a day. I'm gonna be really real with you. I can't imagine that unless I ever hire an editor, and I don't earn anywhere near enough to do that yet, that the videos will be much more polished than they are now. I'm not one for editing. It's not something I like. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. And I don't even know what I'd do to these videos to make them better when it comes to the editing. I like to keep it very raw. I like to just... The closest thing to editing that you guys see is the cuts between clips. But all that really is me pressing stop record and start record. That's just what that is. So, for me, right, I love making videos. Right now, I've got my 3 YouTube channels, link in the description to the other ones, and several TikToks. And what brings me joy every day at the moment is I wake up, I make my videos, and I know that as long as I make my videos, we do well in life. That's my motivation right now. I wake up every day thinking I need to make more videos. Right now, I'm recording this video. Check this out. This is what my brain's like. At 2:13 in the morning on Friday, I am recording more videos, and I'm not done for the day. What I'm going to do once I've done here is I'm going to go play some Dragon Ball so that I can film it for my gaming account. Recording videos brings me joy, and if I was to only upload once per day, I'd get really demotivated and I wouldn't enjoy my life as much. So I always have to keep grinding. Like I said, right now, I'm recording this on the 18th. You're probably not seeing it until the 23rd, I think. I think I'm like 5 days in advance now. Because, yeah, the way I see it, right, is generally, with the way that I try to do it, it won't always work like this because just I'm not that interesting of a guy. My 12 PM upload, so my midday upload, so this upload you're watching right now, by the way, is my, like, not throwaway upload, but it's my, like, casual, how you doing, guys, let's just have a chat sort of chilling video. It's my less important upload, it's my less dramatic upload. Generally, I don't think you guys see it that way because if I look at my analytics, both videos that I upload each day get about the same amount of views, which is interesting. And I love that because it means that you guys like it too. And my second video of the day that goes up at 6 PM, that's usually my CEX haul video or like something a little bit better, you know, something with an idea behind it versus me just like, at the end of the day, replying to comments and having a chat with you about random topics. That's what I feel like this is, and I enjoy that. I like that I'm cultivating a community that I'm just sort of, you guys comment, I get through the comments for videos, and that's my 12 o'clock upload. And if there was nothing going on in my life, both uploads in the day would be like this. But I don't think you guys are actually bothered because you watch the videos regardless. So for my own sanity, I'm still going to do the 2 videos a day. I think it's one of them where you kind of just watch what you want to watch. I believe that with the way YouTube works, you can watch videos in months down the line. You don't have to watch it on the day it was uploaded. So you can just get around to it. Binge me when you've got a day off, I don't know. If you're somebody that dislikes multiple uploads, consider yourself very lucky that I've like diversified myself across all of my other accounts, because right now I've recorded like seven YouTube videos today in total across my different accounts. So if it was all going on one account, we'd be in problems. And like I say about the polished thing is, I don't know how I'd make them more polished because I try and keep this as real as I possibly can. It is at the end of the day, all of my videos are just me going about whatever I'm doing in the day, talking about random topics to the camera. I don't feel like there's any more time that I could put into it that would make the video better, you know? It's just all about how I speak or whatever the topic is in terms of like the quality of the video, I guess. Because I don't like editing. If I had to sit and edit these videos for hours on end, you wouldn't see them because I wouldn't do it because it would take the fun right out of it for me. Like I say, maybe one day I'll pay an editor, but even then, an editor would have to work for hours and hours. Editors are very expensive, right? And if an editor had to work for hours and hours, the videos you would see would be days behind when I actually filmed them. And everything would be days in lieu because of the fact that they would have to, you know, put the hours in making it all pretty and all that sort of thing. I just don't think it's for me. I like the very raw content style that we've got right now. It's not very heavily produced. It's just I pick the camera up, I press record, we talk. There's no script. We're off the cuff. Build in this little community of ours. I like it. And I'm going to keep going as we are. And I hope that you guys get that, especially because It brings me joy, filming. I don't know what I'd do with my day if I didn't spend all day filming, because I'd be bored. This is my job, you know? So, yeah. For some perspective about how I keep recording and just don't stop, by the way, the video that I recorded prior to this one was a video for Cayle Grows about YouTube Shorts getting longer, and the video prior to that one was the hour-long video of me doing a tour of this room. So for you guys, that was nearly a week ago at this point. That went up, because that's going up on the 19th, and you're not seeing this until next week, I think. Because for me to stay on top of how many uploads I want to do per account, I've got to schedule them in advance. And I remember a time on YouTube where you had to like have a certain amount of followers to get the schedule feature. It was crazy. Same thing goes with custom thumbnails and uploading longer than 15 minutes. Now that's just like the standard thing. But yeah, to keep up with the upload pace that I like to have, this sort of question answers talky style video, it's pretty easy for me to keep up with, provided I record multiple in a day. So for example, what I do is when I see a comment on any of the platforms that I want to make a video about and talk about or whatever, I will screenshot it and stick it in my Dropbox. And realistically, 3 comments is one video, assuming I talk for about 5 minutes per topic. And that's the 12 p.m. upload typically. And then, like I say, I try to make the 6 p.m. upload something a little bit more exciting. But often it can't be, because I'm not always buying something and I'm not always doing something, because at the end of the day, my day-to-day life is very much so Groundhog Day, where I wake up, I come down here, I start filming, rinse, repeat. And it's just a case I've got to keep trying to... Like right now, check this out. Right here. I have a whiteboard just down the side of my sofa for coming up with ideas for videos. But realistically, anytime I do stray away from like my traditional style of video, they get less views anyway. So if you know me very well, you know that I'm very data-driven. And the data here is that these videos keep getting more views and more views over time, more likes over time, more positive comments over time. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the majority of people enjoy the multiple uploads per day. They enjoy the fact that, for example, I upload one at lunchtime and one at dinner time. That's sort of what I aim for. And they're generally about 15 minutes a piece. So there's like half an hour of me per day on this account. If you include the other accounts, well, now there's probably way too much Cayle for anybody to handle. But like, I don't expect you to watch all of my videos on every platform. You'd be mental if you did that. But I love you if you do. I love you if you do. Hi, Cameron. You're probably watching this. I know you're a good guy, you are, Cameron. You watch everything. And that one dude that comments a lie on everything, I think that's how that's pronounced. I don't know what that means, but he seems like a nice guy too, and he watches all my stuff on every platform. I presume that he doesn't just click on it, comment it, and leave. Hopefully he doesn't do that, and hopefully he watches to the end. I suppose this will be a test. Comment down below if you saw this, my friend. I want to know, because it means that you watched the whole video. Anyway, I hope that sort of cleared that up a little bit. I hope you guys are on my side about this. I know that the original comment wasn't hateful, by the way. I know that it's just an opinion thing. I don't blame you. I get it. I just wouldn't expect you to have to watch 2 videos for me. I think that's generally what people do, by the way, is I don't think everybody watches both videos every day. I think like some people probably watch the dinner time one and some people watch the lunchtime one. And sometimes some people maybe watch both. And because videos are not exactly shown in chronological order to people, because of the fact that you can watch videos weeks after the fact, it's not like TikTok. People are probably watching older videos anyway and don't know whether it was the 6 p.m. one or the 12 p.m. one. So I don't think it really matters long term anyway. Just, yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. See you in a bit, guys. I've got some games to play because I need to record for the other account. See you in a bit. It'll be 3 a.m. by the time I'm done. Grinding. I love it, though. I love it. This is what I live for. Love you guys.